From the shining domicile that is Pittsburgh Comics, my old mannered comic shop owner, Colin McMahon, transforms into the world's greatest comic book talking TV host. Join us true believers for Comics Now!
Hey everybody, welcome to Comics Now for June 2023. Summer is here and the new comics keep coming. I'm going to be talking about all the neat new stuff coming out in June. Plus, if you're going to the beach or just hanging out in the backyard, we have thousands of graphic novels to help you occupy your time while you're relaxing, which I hope you do lots of this summer. As far as spotlights here at the store, we're starting off with John Romita Jr. He's got a real storied career. He's worked mostly for Marvel, but he's had a little venture over to DC to do some Superman work. So we're going to be spotlighting his work. Stop by and look at the display, see everything he's done. And for book club is going to be on Friday, June 30th at 7 o'clock. And we're doing Philadelphia Volume 1, which is a fun vampire story set in Philadelphia. So that's what's going on here at the store. Let's get right into all the new comics that are coming. And we will start with DC Comics. Starting off with DC, Batman is back after his journey to the multiverse. And in Batman 136, we have Failsafe and Red Mask has forever changed Batman, and Gotham isn't as welcoming as it once was. Can Batman remind them who he is? Can he remind Catwoman? The future of the Batbook starts here, and everyone's world is about to explode. We also have a new #1 Steelworks. This is spinning out of the Action Comics anthology book. And this is written by Michael Dorn, who did the voice of Steel and also played Worf in Star Trek Next Generation. Forging the Future. The metropolis of the future is here today, but can it survive a terrorist who's out for revenge against its builder, John Henry Irons, aka Steel, and his company Steelworks? And who possesses secrets that could undo everything John has worked so hard to build? We also have Flash 800, an oversized anniversary issue. As the Jeremy Adams run races to the finish line, get a prelude to the Dawn of DC chapter of the Fastest Man Alive's adventures. We also have Wonder Woman 800 coming this month. Whatever Happened to the Warrior story concludes in a landmark 800th anniversary issue and kicking off the new Tom King run. We have the DC Pride 2023 special. We also have DC Pride Through the Years, which is a collection of stories by DC's LGBTQ characters along with a news story. And that's what DC has coming. We still have all the other Dawn of DC books, and we're ramping up for Night Terrors in July. And now, here's what's coming from Marvel Comics. For Marvel Comics, their biggie is Ultimate Invasion. This is Jonathan Hickman returning to Marvel Comics after a multi-year absence, and he's back with Brian Hitch, bringing back the Ultimate Universe. The transformation of the Marvel Universe begins. The Illuminati must form once again to stop the Maker from his plans to destroy or perhaps rebuild the universe, with Miles Morales at the center of it all. We also have a new Incredible Hulk #1. This is by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein. The Age of Monsters has begun. As an enraged Hulk tries to control Bruce Banner's body permanently, a mysterious immortal turns every monster in the Marvel Universe against Banner in an attempt to free their creator, the primordial mother of horrors. With the help of an unlikely new friend, Banner and Hulk must try to stop the world from getting plunged into darkness in this terrifying new series. We also have a new Black Panther. This is written by Eve Ewing. A king without a crown. Banished from the throne and a fugitive in his own homelands, T'Challa still can't leave Wakanda without its sworn protector. A king without a crown, he finds new purpose lurking the streets and shadows of the Wakandan city that bears his father's name. New direction and new villains. We also have a Loki #1. This is by Dan Watters and Herman Peralta. Loki saves the Marvel Universe? He may be the benevolent god of stories now, but Loki's past as the god of lies returns to haunt him when ancient powerful weapons he once built end up scattered across the 10 realms. Loki must track down these weapons before they fall into the wrong hands and bring about Ragnarok. Captain Marvel is ending with number 50, but I'm sure we'll get a new number 1 because there's a Marvels movie coming. We have a Scarlet Witch annual, which is kicking off a big event, the Contest of Chaos Prelude. When a newly rejuvenated Agatha Harkness learns of the Scarlet Witch's recent absorption of Chthon, she decides to educate her former student on the dangers of such an endeavor. But Wanda is not the meek pupil she once was, and Agatha's intentions are not so straightforward. This epic clash between Marvel's most powerful witches sets off a chain reaction that will affect the course of Marvel's summer. Amazing Spider-Man 27. Grief looms over Peter after last issue's shocking death. Spider-Man's villains are more than happy to keep him distracted. And your eyes don't deceive you. Dr. Octopus is back. Deadpool, Batter Blood number 1 is another Rob Liefeld story. Wade Wilson is back, and he's brought some frenemies as the villainous Thumper returns to take out the man who created him. Wolverine and Cable step in for a daring rescue mission. But as Deadpool becomes embroiled in nefarious criminal machinations in Madripoor, will the trio be able to join forces? Or will Thumper's agenda put an end to their efforts? We're also getting Amazing Spider-Man 121 and 122 facsimile editions. Those are the famous death of Gwen Stacy and death of Green Goblin from back in the 70s. We have Carnage Reigns Omega wrapping up this event. Cletus Cassidy finally gets what he's been after and unlocks the new and terrifying possibilities with his Extrembiite armor, and it sets the stage for the next Venom epic. We have Spider-Man India, kind of a random character, but in the new Spider-Verse movie. Just in time for his big role on the silver screen, Spider-Man India returns for his first miniseries in almost 20 years. Pavatir Prakabar is back, fresh from the end of the Spider-Verse in his own universe's Mumbai. But things aren't exactly simple. There's a science professor promising results, activating people's lizard brain, along with a ruthless businessman who may be more than he seems. They're doing another they did an Origin of Marvel Comics, Marvel Tales, which reprinted a bunch of books. Now they're doing a Son of Origins of Marvel Comics. Big collection. This is collecting Hulk 1, Journey into Mystery 83, Tales of Suspense 39, Strange Tales 110 and 111, and Daredevil number 1. So you're getting your first Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Daredevil. We're also getting the Marvel Voices Pride issue. X-Men has some stuff. We're still in the Before the Fall. The first one is Heralds of Apocalypse. This is by Al Ewing. The Origin of Arakko. In ancient days, Genesis turned back the hordes of Amenth. In ancient days, Genesis forced Annihilation to a parley. What words were spoken in her mind? Now, finally, Apocalypse will know. And the echoes of those words might destroy him, and Arakko with him. We also have Before the Fall, Mutant First Strike. Ever since mutants declared themselves humanity's new gods, certain circles have been waiting for the other shoe to drop, the Wrath. When a small New England town is hit by a devastating mutant attack, it seems the Wrath is here. But all isn't as it appears, and Krakoa doesn't hesitate to save lives, so it's time for Bishop to lead Krakoa's biggest rescue effort yet. Captain America, the Cold War issue Omega, wrapping that event up. White Wolf has unleashed an army of Dimension Z monsters upon our world as a declaration of global war, and Team Cap's only hope to stop it is to take him down for good. Meanwhile, Bucky Barnes deploys his final chess piece, Ian Rogers himself, to turn the situation in his favor. Lifelong friends battle alongside mortal enemies and change the trajectory of their lives. And then Star Wars, we're continuing the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi with a special Empire issue. What would you do if the Empire took over? As operations begin to take shape on the moon of Endor, a technician must figure out how to live under the control of the Empire. But if he can't stay out of trouble, what will the Empire do with him? That's it for Marvel Comics, and now on to the rest. Lots of new stuff from Image this month. First off, In Hell We Fight. This is by John Layman. Life in hell ain't easy. Demons try to torture you for all eternity. Monsters want to eat you. There's a stunning lack of reliable indoor plumbing, and it's almost impossible to get ice cream. At least until today, when 3 condemned teens and their annoying tag-along demon frenemy embark on a daring scheme to hijack a demon lord's delivery truck. What happens next will take them on an epic journey across the underworld, an infernal excursion of non-stop excitement, danger, and adventure. We also have Void Rivals. This is a new big one from Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Di Felici. The blockbuster Oblivion Song team debut the biggest new comic book series of 2023 with the launch of an all-new shared universe and a surprise you won't see coming. War rages around the Sacred Ring, where the last remnants of two worlds have collapsed around a black hole in a never-ending war. However, when pilot Darak and his rival Solilla both crash on a desolate planet, these two enemies must find a way to escape together. But are they alone on this strange planet? And what dark forces await that threaten the entire universe? We also have Battle Chasers is back. Joe Madureira's beloved fantasy series returns after more than 20 years in an action-packed new story. Martial law tells the bloody tale of retired swordsman Garrison and the fugitive Red Monica as they face off against Maestro's gang of supernatural killers, the Martial Paladins. Bone Orchard continues with Tenement Number 1 from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. The story of 7 residents in a building and the dark secrets that bind them together, beginning with a death that feels much more sinister than natural. Haunt You to the End, that is a new one, a ghost story for the end of the world. In a not-so-far future rife with climate disasters and worldwide instability, an eccentric billionaire and his crew, a disgraced journalist, a radical doctor, a TV demonologist, and a squad of hard-bitten military contractors set out to prove the existence of life after death. But even if their mission is a success, the truth behind the most haunted place on Earth may not be the comforting revelation the world is hoping for. We have Click Click Boom meets Spigot, a mute assassin who communicates exclusively through, Sprout, a mutant assassin who communicates exclusively through Polaroid pictures. Being raised by her doomsday prepping grandfather in the rolling hills of Idaho, Sprout has never been around other people, watched TV, or even seen clothes outside of army fatigues. Now she's headed to the big lights of New York City to avenge her grandfather's murder. But will the city's mesmerizing glitz and glam help her succeed or be the death of her? We also have Tales of Suspense. This is from Ashley Wood. Every month, Tales of Suspense presents 2 titanic 12-page tales of terror and turmoil. First is The Mystery of La Morte. 13 plays out on a surreal and mysterious island of Southport after a run-in with Eris, the goddess of strife. Then we have Dreamweaver, the story of an aging adventurer with a mystical secret who looks to pass on his abilities to the next generation of hero until they have much greater success than he did, and he decides he wants those abilities back at any cost. Now on to Boom Studios. They have one, Fence Redemption. Fence was a book that was out a while ago. They did a couple volumes about a high school fencing team, and it's a big LGBT book and was really big in that community. So it's back with Redemption, return to the thrilling world of high-stakes competitive fencing with a brand new story featuring the beloved cast of characters from the original hit series. We also have Creed number 1. Now this is a follow-up to the last Creed movie, and Michael B. Jordan is involved in the book. So 10 years after the events of Creed 3, Amara Creed is on her own path, stepping outside her father Adonis Creed's shadow and training like there's no tomorrow. But when her opponents no longer present a challenge, Amara's drive will have her follow in her father's footsteps, going underground. She'll also need the perfect trainer, but perfection comes with tangled strings attached. They're also bringing back Wild's End, journey to alien-occupied interwar England. Out at sea during the invasion, our intimate crew of unlucky voyagers returns to a world they once knew. Their once cozy seaside home now occupied by alien invaders. There's also a new Power Rangers book and a new Magic the Gathering book. Dynamite has a new one, Victory, from Vampirella's 50th anniversary to her very own series. She started as Vampirella's lover and ended up a very powerful pawn of Vampy's mother, Lilith. Along the way, Victory made new friends, seen countless horrors, been saddled with a demon's ring that she can't get rid of, encountered the ghost of an old friend, and opened too many dimensional gateways to count. Despite that, there's so much we don't know about Victory, like what her childhood was like, or what she's been doing with the demon ring and crazy powers it has granted. We also have a new Betty Page series. Beautiful Betty has been cast as the lead of a film shooting in Rome. But before she can experience the sights and sounds of Italy, shady-looking thugs start to try to kidnap her. Why? Well, Betty happens to be the spitting image of another woman. A woman who's in big trouble with troublemaking types. Can Betty negotiate her way through a madcap adventure of mistaken identity and star-crossed love, Italian style? They also have a new Starfinder book, Adventures of the Drift. This is based on the role-playing game. Titan has a new Gun Honey series, Heat Seeker. Marked for death by a U.S. intelligence agency, Gun Honey Joanna Tan turns to Dahlia Racers to help her pull a vanishing act. But the killer hot on her trail, beautiful sociopath Sarah Claride, will leave bodies strewn from New York to Las Vegas to Tijuana, Mexico, if it means cornering Dahlia and breaking her. Frank Miller Presents has a new one, a Svengoolie book. If you're a fan of campy horror TV shows, you'll know this guy. MeTV sensation Svengoolie appears in his first full-length comic book feature as the evil Svenbot goes to the past to undo Svengoolie's future. Archie gives us another chilling adventures book. This one is Camp Pickens. Camp Pickens has always been the go-to summer destination for the younger residents of Riverdale. It's a rite of passage for teen residents to hold the coveted camp counselor position. However, Camp Pickens' mysterious past shrouds a deep, dark secret. It's cursed, and this summer all of its campers are going to find out the hard way. AWA has a new one called The Sins of the Salton Sea. This is by Ed Brisson and C.P. Smith. Wyatt, a professional thief living off the grid, is recruited by his brother for one last job. Their target, an armored car traveling down a desolate stretch of California highway. But when it turns out that their target is carrying not gold bars but human cargo, Wyatt is plunged into a conflict between warring factions of a doomsday cult. The cult claims that it is their solemn duty to save the world by means of human sacrifice. Will Wyatt protect the boy who has come into his charge? Or will he be swayed by the cult's increasingly convincing claims that the end of the world is fast approaching? Black Mask has a new one. They've kind of been a little bit AWOL for a while, but they're back with one called Leaded Gasoline. In the 1980s, a killer stalks the streets of South Central Los Angeles. Task forces are assembled, detectives work overtime, but the bodies keep coming. This is the story of a community college professor who believes there's more to the story than a single madman. Dark Horse has some new ones. First one's Lunar Lodge. Marriage isn't easy, especially when your spouse is hiding a monstrous secret. Just ask Rob Moreland, who knows things aren't great lately with his wife Fiona, but is hoping to fix that until the Lunar Lodge calls to confirm her stay. Rob decides to shadow his wife to the hotel, but what he finds reveals even more horror than he thought. Rob will soon discover there's much more to the Lunar Lodge and to his wife than meets the eye. They also have The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos. This is a new one from James Tinian. It's an LGBTQ horror hero coming-of-age series that's Invincible meets Doom Patrol. We also have Savage Squad 6. This is from Robert Venditti. The year is 2037. A brutal war has left humanity in shambles. The remnants of civilization are tracked down and systematically eliminated by the Scourge. For the people of the central colonies, only one hope remains: an elite team deployed into the deadliest location on the planet. Savage Squad 6. IDW has some new ones. First one's Bryn Mawr. This is by Steve Niles from 30 Days a Night fame. Recently divorced and sober, Mark Turner has returned to his hometown looking for a second chance. He'll rebuild the old church into a new home, if the locals let him. But Turner Island has a secret, one tracing back to when it was named after Mark's ancestors. Who or what is Bryn Mawr? They also have a new Godzilla book, Here There Be Dragons. In the 1500s, before humanity had successfully traveled the entire globe, it was believed that monsters ruled the oceans just beyond the horizon. Here There Be Dragons was written on maps to denote the areas people dared not go. Monsters did lurk yonder, living on an island that still doesn't appear on any map, and among them was the king of them all, Godzilla. Mad Cave has a new one, You've Been Canceled. In the near future, cancel culture means more than just losing your job. It could mean your life. The world's premier entertainment event is canceled. A live stream program where elite bounty hunters called cancelers kill individuals whose society has voted to cancel following heinous actions or offenses. Our story follows Roland Endo, the world's #1 ranked canceler. Because of his status, Roland lives in a constant state of paranoia with a target on his back. Oni has a new one called Xeno. It's 40 pages of subversive sci-fi. Because the future is getting weirder every day, we give you Xeno. Try not to worry. The insertion process will be guided by the megawatt brilliance of Oni's brightest talents, past, present, and future. as they slowly tune your hopes, dreams, desires, paranoia, alienation, anxiety, and adrenaline to produce the desired results. And lastly, we have one from SourcePoint Press. It says, Murder by Mail. You're a private investigator working for Illicit Investigations, Inc. in Cleaver County. And your first client just brought you a case you'll never forget. In Murder by Mail, a fully interactive role-playing experience, you are presented with evidence from an unsolved murder case. And through the favors you call in, the interviews you conduct, and your own wits and attention to detail, you can discover the identity of the killer and put the case to rest. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me at the store. The website's pittsburghcomics.com. Facebook is Pittsburgh Comics. Twitter and Instagram are PGH Comics. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Comic Previews Theater. See ya.
You look nervous, kid. First time off planet?
Yes, sir. Rilo Drenov of Drenov Technologies. Never left Hassanine Prime before this.
Got a whole business named after you, huh?
No, I mean, my family, yes, but my father is the one in charge. Was the one in charge. Drenov Technologies was never a big corp, but it does go back 6 generations. One of the few to specialize in inter-system connectivity and communication software. We were always happy to take on Imperial contracts, but the Empire recently decided to take more direct control over business operations. Of course, we were all extremely loyal to the Empire, and it is a real honor to be able to serve him in such a direct.
It was a yes or no question, kid. Don't need or want your life story. Told you. Just didn't think they'd send along someone this green.
Nice to meet you. Dear father, I hope you and mother are doing well. You'll be happy to hear that, for all of your worries, I'm settling into a new assignment just fine.